All right, so another career mode gameplay here, or another career mode race, if you will. This one's on Canada, and I will go ahead and tell you that I'm actually pretty well versed at Canada right now. I just did a league race at Canada last week, which I actually uploaded here, so you've seen it if you follow the channel. And so I did some practice here at Canada. Oh, by the way, I think that's wrong. It says that I got 10th in the first three races, and Ricardo got P6 in those three races. I don't think that's true. You see there 80 AI for the qualifying. I'll just go ahead and tell you that ends up coming up for the race, but here's my best lap of qualifying, which I think was my second to last lap. Ended up doing another lap right at the end there, but this is the one that had the best time. I think I might have botched the last one a little bit. Anyway, like I said, I've been practicing Canada a bit over the past week or so, so this was kind of a nice time to be doing the race in the career mode here, just because I had been working on a setup and working on my lap times here, so it was kind of a good time to do it. So that being said, I will end up on a slightly higher AI here than maybe I had for some of the previous races, like what was the last one? What did we do? Spain? Was that Spain? Had something like 75 or something. I don't know. Was that Spain? That feels right. Spain feels right. So you see, I'm almost a tenth up on my previous lap time. Got a pretty nice exit there, so I end up 3/10 up, 3.5 tenths up, almost 4 tenths up by the time I finish. 109.7, which we like. You see that is the best time by over a second. So Verstappen was over 1 second behind me. I knew that I needed to bump this down a little bit. Ricardo himself is a second and a half behind me. So I bumped this up to 90 AI. So I'm expecting it to be a little harder. Hopefully Verstappen and Valtteri and Lewis are a little bit faster maybe, so that this isn't so ridiculous. I thought I got a pretty good start. Verstappen got a ridiculous start. You see me get bumped from behind there. And you also see me start getting updates from Jeff about how ruined my engine is. So that's kind of a recurring theme here. I get a bunch of notifications about that. I think I've got to certainly got to start managing that a little better, I would say. But the thing is, I don't want to sit here and like change out parts for practice. That kind of just seems, I don't know, like just ridiculous. I don't know. I probably won't do that, but I will probably end up taking some grid penalties later in the year, because I was doing the math and I'm freaking running through parts. So yeah, we're probably going to need some engine penalties later in the year. But for now, we have what we have, and we're doing our best. And so you see Verstappen is over a second ahead of me now. I just cannot touch his pace, which is kind of consistent with the way it's been in real life this year. And you see Valtteri's right behind me. You saw him make a go at it into the hairpin. Couldn't get it, though. So we're able to hold him off for a second longer. You see him kind of go inside there. Just couldn't take it from me. And I do stay ahead. Also, AI is really bad on that turn that we just went through. They never seem to do well, but they always seem to get a better exit than I do. So maybe I'm just taking the wrong line. Almost brushed the wall there. Didn't quite brush the wall. Valtteri's within 0.4 seconds. Again, I don't have much hope to catch Verstappen here. And frankly, I don't feel confident that I can keep Valtteri behind me for the whole race. And honestly, in retrospect, what I probably should have done is not waste so much battery trying to stay ahead of him, because frankly it was a foregone conclusion that he would get by me, I think. And of course you can watch the video to see if that's true and see if that actually happens. But I really, even from the standpoint of when I was driving the race, just being realistic with myself, I knew I couldn't stay out ahead of him for the whole race. I knew that. I wasn't sitting here thinking, oh yeah, I've got a P2 in the bag here. Like, bro is so much faster than I am. I am faster than Gasly, I can tell already, and Leclerc. So, I'm getting better lap times than they are, so I feel like I can stay ahead of them, and I feel like a podium is a real possibility here. I think it's something that I could really do. But I am conscious of just trying to not use too much of my battery. And if you've watched my videos, you know that I've sort of struggled with that sometimes. Or, well, maybe you don't know that, but I have said that I struggle with that sometimes. Just trying to be smart and reasonable battery usage. So this is a good situation where that's clear. I felt like that was decent defending against Bottas. Staying ahead of him again, holding him off for one more lap, or for one more turn at least. But yeah, so I was watching a Jarno Opmeyer video earlier this week, and he actually said, which I didn't know this, he said that at 10% battery, you start getting reduced output, which I did not know. But that certainly is going to color the way that I use my battery moving forward. I mean, I think I've often taken it all the way down to 0. It turns out that's probably not a good idea, which is good to know. And I don't know that that's true, but he knows a lot more about the game than I do, so I'm probably going to assume it's true and keep anecdotally testing it in my own races and see if that feels like it's correct. But anyway, back to this race. I do have quite the lead now in Bottas, almost 7.7 seconds there, but he does have DRS, so he catches up pretty quickly. I almost over 5 seconds on Gasly, so that's good. We feel pretty good about that. But I did want to show all this time holding the Mercedes off because, I felt like this is some of the hardest racing when you're trying to judge how the car behind you is catching up to you, and you're thinking about DRS usage from the car behind you and ERS usage for yourself and all that. So I thought this was interesting. He looks like he's going to get a go at it here. He's certainly got the DRS. He goes inside. Looks like he got a pretty good line there. I knew he was going to get that, but I feel like if I can just stay pretty close here, I should have DRS coming up in a second, but I get a really bad entry into that corner and just lose a ton of time. It's probably the dirty air. Then you see me fast forward here to the next lap 6. I get a warning for track limits, which we'll talk more about that, but I think I'm going to turn track limits off not turn them off, but go to standard instead of strict. Because AI can't get track limit penalties, so it's ridiculous that I have to deal with them. You saw me run into the back of him there, and that was just sloppy, frankly. It was stupid, it was sloppy, and it's going to cost me 6 or 7 seconds in the pits. Luckily, we are at the point where I was going to pit anyway, so it wasn't too disastrous, but it was an 8.6 second stop, and it should have been 2.5, 2.6. So it cost me 6 seconds there, which is pretty big. That's just keep in mind this 6 seconds throughout the rest of the race. But I think that if that had gone differently, it would be a drastically different position that I'm in at the end of the race. But I was lucky enough that that was pretty much my tire strategy already, so it wasn't too severe of an issue. I come out right behind Gasly. Obviously, 6 seconds, I would have been well ahead of Pierre if I had not run into the back of Valtteri. So, I'm directly paying for my own mistakes right there. And that's a lesson, of course. I'm lucky it didn't cost me more, but it certainly was stupid on my part. So, if I am throwing away a podium here, I have no one to blame but myself. And hopefully I don't throw away a podium, but I'll have to just race my best and see what we can do. Leclerc going up the inside, I get a deeper exit, but just braked way too late. But he still doesn't take that position there. I guess I got with the deeper apex. I just got a really nice speed generation at the end. Leclerc is catching up with me a little bit. I think they do have a faster car than I do, but he apparently didn't get much of a good entry and exit into that corner. But so after everyone's pitted, looks like I am P7, and not everyone is pitted. Latifi has not pitted yet. I think there are a couple other guys up there that have not pitted as well. So that should only come down, assuming that I can continue to race okay and intelligently. I do think that I can catch Pierre. I won't say that I'm confident that I can catch Pierre, but I believe that I can catch Pierre. So of course I'm going to give it a go. Going to give it my best shot and see what happens. I'm thinking about track limits at this point in the race. I think I've already had two. I showed you one. I may be wrong about that. I distinctly remember the track limits that I got in this, but I don't remember when they happened. So you see some information on Hamilton. They have some kind of mechanical problem. I don't think that he exits the race. Could be wrong about that, but if you watch here, surprisingly, the AI causes a safety car. Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll apparently made contact and caused a safety car, which I didn't even know the AI could cause a safety car. I had no idea. So it's not that I didn't know. I've never seen it. Every safety car I've ever done in career mode with other cars has been my fault. So it's kind of surprising, but apparently AI can do it. And they did it, and it bunched the pack up. And Mazepin, I think, also exited. He had mechanical failure or something during the safety car. I went ahead and skipped the safety car. You see me going into the last lap here, going inside on Gasly and just absolutely bullying the AI, as I tend to do if you've watched any of my other videos. That's not new. That's not the first time I've done that. But I am, again, looking at a podium here despite my errors. I was really saved by the safety car, frankly. But I am absolutely making a go at a podium here, which I didn't think was going to be a possibility after I ran in the back of Valtteri. So this worked out about as best as you could possibly hope for. Of course, I need to still keep them behind me. I'm running out of battery here. I'm in a dangerous position. You see Gasly get by. I brake way too late and give up the spot to Gasly. Unfortunately, I didn't want to, but I did. And you see he's ahead of me, and I now have almost no battery. I'm a little bit frantic at this point. I should have just known it's gone. You can't get that podium back. But instead, I get a little too aggressive. I cut the corner and get a 3-second time penalty at the last corner of the race. So I had a P4 in the bag, gave it away with the time penalty, which is disgustingly frustrating. And I am turning off strict track limits because the AI can't get them. So expect that coming forward. But, my own mistakes cost me a better position in this race, which is unfortunate. But I did think there was some really good racing in this. So thought it would be a really good one to show you guys, and we'll be back.